Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. I couldn't figure out why some of them were failing and some of them were actually succeeding, going beyond anything I had assisted them with. This was over 16 years ago, whenever I started in business. In the first few months, things went phenomenal. And a lot of the clients that I worked with, over 90%, achieved what it is that they were looking for, the results with just one session. Phenomenal. Okay. And then something shifted. And even though people were achieving success, it seemed different. It seemed as if that they weren't riding a wave that was moving them forward faster as quickly as the ones before them had. So what was different? And that's when I discovered through my studies what's known as currents. You have global currents and you have local currents. You have macro and you have micro. And it is also all based on consumer confidence. Have you ever asked yourself, why at times does it seem like the stock market in the US or even worldwide can just be phenomenal with the numbers that it's producing, and then at times take a dive? What's going on? And it all depends on how confident the consumer is. Well, guess what? You have that confidence in your own abilities. And there are three types of currents. There's these waves that you can ride. And if you are out ahead of the wave, then just like a surfer on a surfboard, it's actually going to push you into what you want to experience. You're going to get to ride it. But if you're keeping even with it, you're going to struggle. That's what's known as doing the right thing at the wrong time. And I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. But that's when you're going to struggle. And success, when achieved, it's going to take too long. So you're probably going to quit before you ever get there. Or when you do get there, it is not sustainable. And then the last current is when you're behind. Now, when you're behind, you can't figure out why you can't. It's what my mom used to say, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Well, this is when you begin to feel like it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Things are actually getting worse. So welcome to today's class where we're going to be talking about only dead fish. Go with the flow. And which of these 3 currents are you riding? Because if you're riding what someone else has created, you're going to get what they think you should have. You cannot keep pace with the mediocre masses. You have to step into a level of leadership by riding the currents you have in your own confidence, in your own abilities. By the way, if you're new to my world, Dawn Ferguson, certified hypnotist. I'm also a certified instructor. I work with people to harness the energy they've already got built up and to be able to ride that to make success faster, quicker, and easier. Okay, so we have 3 different currents, but I said that I was going to share with you about doing the right thing at the wrong time. I had some family members that did that several years ago. They bought a house right before the market crash. Now, there are always indicators. There are always clues. Success leaves clues, and so does failure. So there are always clues, but if you don't know how to read them, you will do the right thing at the wrong time. So they bought a house, and then it seemed like almost overnight they lost tens of thousands of dollars in equity. The market went upside down, and it didn't just happen for them, it happened for thousands of people. So they did the right thing, but they did it at the wrong time and just recently are coming out of it. Okay. So we want to make sure you do the right thing at the right time and you harness those confident waves that are going to move you into the results that you want quickly. So there are 3 types of energy currents, and these are based on emotions because everything we do is to satisfy an emotional need. Everything. And if you don't understand what emotional needs are out there, then you will be finding ways to get your emotional needs met that are dysfunctional. Okay, so here's the 3 currents. We have motivate, aspire, identity. Motivation. Motivation is let's get up, let's have the focus, and let's have the movement to make things happen. Motivation only works when you feel like your freedom has been taken away. All of a sudden, you get a health diagnosis. This happened recently to a friend. You get a health diagnosis that says you're pre-diabetic. All of a sudden, you're motivated to start exercising. Don't feel bad. Almost everybody does it. You only have 1 to 3% of the population at any given time that will take action on being their very best, whether it's financially, with their health, in their relationships, career, tapping into potential even further, just because they can. Everybody else waits for a crisis, and then you've got to manage the crisis before you can actually move forward. Motivation comes when freedom has been taken away. We experience that on a global basis with COVID, right? But now restrictions are easing up. Now people are getting back into life. If you're looking to motivate yourself right now, you are either keeping even or you are behind the emotional wave, because that's not what the energy is that you can be tapping into. We have aspiration and we have identity, and this is what you need to be looking at connecting with. So what does it mean? Aspiration means that you have a level of status. You have something that you want to acquire on the physical plane. Everything seeks physical manifestation. Every thought, every idea isn't fulfilled until it can become a tangible that the subconscious can touch. That's the subconscious always seeks to measure, and it measures something that it can put its hands on, which is the reason why whenever I work with clients that are in chronic pain, we've got to work with some sort of measurement system, because just to say that you hurt isn't enough. You need to be able to give it a quantitative effect and able to move forward. Aspiration is the same way. Aspiration simply means that you want the perception of your status to be raised. Now that's functional or dysfunctional. It always comes both ways. Functional is comparing yourself against who you were yesterday or the week before that or the month before that. Dysfunctional means you're comparing yourself against others in a way that propels you up and holds them down. That's dysfunctional importance. Look at me. And instead, we want functional significance, which says, look at how we compare together. Look at what we can be able to complete together. Look at what we can produce. 2 of us are more important than 1. This is the level. Aspiration is the level of 1 to 1 or 1 to a few, coming together in a select group to be able to make rapid upgrades, comparing yourself as a team. Where were you before and how have you improved? But to be able to do that, there needs to be a tangible attached to it. So I ask my clients, my elites and my VIPs, who these are the people that work with me more than one time. We're in continuous connection for their progress. I asked them, what do you want to be famous for by the end of the summer? What do you want to experience? What do you want to look back and go, look at how I was able to harness that wave and make this happen? Because remember, only dead fish go with the flow. Because if you're going with the flow right now, you're going to get what the rest of the group thinks you should have, and it's their leftovers. Okay. So what do you want to be famous for? I'll tell you right now, 2020, I had planned this out late 2019, was going to be my year of travel. Yeah, that got real interesting, didn't it? So I said, yes, 2020 is my year of travel. And that's what I was aspiring to. Then the lockdown hit. My goal did not change, just how I was going to get there. And I didn't know if that meant that at the end of the year it was all going to happen, but the end result never changes. Your aspiration, that dream you want to turn into reality, never changes, just how you get there. Well, it's interesting that over the last 2 weeks, 3 different vacation opportunities for travel have shown up in 2 weeks that I am partaking of, because it's what's known as cognitive bias. Cognitive bias says that you're going to look for what you're programmed to find. And if you are programmed to find all the ways that life is falling apart, oh yeah, you're going to open up the news and that's going to be the first article headline that you see. Others are going to be there, but you're not going to see them because of what's known as a subconscious scotoma, which simply means a blind spot, because your RAS, your reticular activating system, says, oh, I'm not supposed to find that. I'm supposed to find all the ways that life is screwing up. And so that's what you're going to notice. All right. You've got to reprogram and recondition yourself for what you want to become famous for, what you want to have, what you want 2020 to be famous for you. Well, by the end of this summer, and then start saying, now I want my very powerful mind to find all the ways to make this happen. That has nothing to do with motivation. If you are looking to motivate yourself right now, you are going to be on the losing end, because the collective consciousness of energy that's out there that you can tap in to is beyond that, because they're already back out in life. Confidence is high. They're getting back into their freedoms. Okay. So that's aspiration, but there is an elite set. There is an elite level that are also looking at identity. And under identity, it's what I like to call mission, vision, purpose, path. This is when you're not just saying, I want to improve my status. It's, who do I need to be for this to become my reality long term? And how can I assist others in being able to do this? See, everything has a functional and a dysfunctional side to it. It's the law of polarity. And under leadership, you have people who create followers, and then you have people who create other leaders. That's what I want you to experience. I don't know if that's where you're at, but if you're hanging out in my world for very long, yeah, that's you. Where you want to be a leader, you know that there's something you're supposed to be doing to be able to assist others. So those are the 3 emotional waves: motivate, aspire, identity. And identity says, I've got a vision. All right. So we talked about that. We talked about roughly a 3-month vision. But that vision is part of a larger purpose, that you're here to bring out leadership in others. Then you've got a mission. You've got a mission that you are going to be able to tap into these energy waves and allow them to push you to higher platforms to make it easier for you to get known. for you to be able to assist others. And you know how you do that? You do that by what I'm doing right now. You offer something of value. You have to earn the right to be in somebody's life. So your mission is to earn that right. And then when you do that, the path opens up. Okay. So going to start wrapping this up. I want to let you know that if you want to experience harnessing this wave, I'm going to give you your plan of action in just a few minutes, your 3 steps to success. But if you want to be able to harness this wave and you want to work with someone who understands the 3 emotional waves and where you need to be right now to be out in front, then reach out to me. I want you to text the words Consult Dawn Aspire to 636-699-7791. Why are you doing that? Well, number one, I know that you were part of this training, so I don't have to go back over it. We can take it even further. I'm going to coach you on the next step that you can have, not for a breakthrough, because that's motivation. This is the next level up. How do you get there faster, quicker, and easier? I will coach you on that, and then I'll also let you know what it looks like in order to work with me. And for everybody that works with me, what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks is I am going to be putting on a class. And so it is going to be around mission, vision, purpose, path. So you choose to work with me, you're going to have insider access to that class, because only people who work with me or have worked with me previously are going to be able to get into this class. So you can text consult and get one of my associates. But if you want to work with me, text Aspire Consult Dawn to 636-699-7791. Okay. Identity. What if you're ready for that identity to create other leaders, to help them harness their own energies and to take them further faster? Let me train you in doing what I do. You can go to isch4u.com and you can see what it takes to become certified as a hypnotist and all the bonuses in the training. And that class I told you about, where you will have had to have worked with me previously, you're going to get it at no charge on the mission, vision, purpose, and path, upgrading the identity for lasting leadership. Okay, so go to isch4u.com, see what's offered there, and then let's have a conversation. But you need to do that rather quickly, because the group class, the registration for that is closing soon. Okay, let's go into your 3 steps for success to be able to ride the energy current, that emotional wave, so success is quicker, faster, and easier for you. Step number 1, what do you want to be famous for? What do you want to be known for? How are you going to rock the summer of 2020? So have that end result that you want to experience. Number 2, start keeping track of your status. What do you need to do every single day that shows that, number 1, you are committed to this purpose and this path, but number 2, it actually gauges you, how effective were you the previous day. This is action every single day. Right now, I'm in training for some whitewater rafting and some mountain hiking I want to do. And so every single day, I'm keeping track of my stats on my athletic endurance. So what about you? Is it going to be in sales? Is it going to be how you're reaching out in a caring, compassionate way? You need to measure it so the subconscious can manage it. And then number 3, that'll lead to your cognitive bias, because every day you need to be asking yourself the question, how can I make this faster, quicker, and easier? Come on, powerful mind, find everything in my environment that is going to serve me with this. because right now your conditioning is to find everything that should hold you back. By the way, how long will that take? This is the reason why I absolutely love hypnosis. Hypnosis session, it's upgraded. Same day results on that cognitive bias. On your own, it's going to typically take 21 days of action every single day. You skip a day, you're starting over. Okay. So that's your 3 steps for success to aspire to bring yourself out at your very best, as well as the beginnings, the foundation of that identity for mission, vision, purpose, and path. Until we get together again, blessings on making the world a brighter place because you've learned how to harness the energy to turn on your brilliance. Bye now.